cultural destination. And here's your host, Esther J. Thomas.
My name is Barry Simon, and you're tuned to Island Rhythms. Keep it.
Welcome to another edition of Island Rhythms. I'm your host, Esther, and today with me is none other than Joyce Spence. What an honor, I must say, sitting next to you, and we're at Appleton Estate, and I'm sure you knew that when I said Joyce Spence. Miss Spence, thanks for doing this for us. We appreciate you sitting down with Island Rhythms and having a little chat and telling me all about Appleton Estate and Appleton Rum.
Thanks, Esther, for having me on your show.
It's a pleasure. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the history of Appleton. We hear about J. Ray and nephew, and then we hear the connection with Appleton. And a lot of people don't understand why there's a connection. Can you explain to my viewers why there's a connection?
Yes. J. Ray and nephew actually owns Appleton Estate. And Appleton Estate started the first production of rum in 1749. So we have a rich history and heritage behind our brand.
And was the Appleton Estate, where it's located right now, is in Kingston, correct?
No.
It's not in Kingston?
No.
That's another thing people think, so we're going to clear that myth up.
So the Appleton Estate is located in the Nassau Valley, which is in the middle of the parish of St. Elizabeth, which is about 2 hours drive to Kingston.
Tell us a little bit about it. Was this ever a plantation? There's so much cane around driving in. I saw a lot of cane. Was this ever a plantation?
Oh, yes. From the very beginning, it was a plantation. This area or the land was actually given to the Dickinson family because they were British soldiers who actually helped the British Army to push the Spaniards out of the country. So they were given this area as a land grant by the British government. And so this is where we are today, this beautiful, beautiful place.
And Jamaica still has it. That's beautiful. You still own it, because a lot of other rum factories don't own their own land.
No, that's correct. So we take pride in that we control the process from growing the sugarcane through distillation, through aging, blending, and bottling. So we can control the quality through the entire process, which not many other rum producers can do.
Now, I could say what sets Appleton apart from all the other rums that I've tasted, but then I might be biased. So let's start with why Appleton. Why do you think Appleton is different from, let's say, a Crucian rum or maybe, a Babencourt? Why is Appleton different? What makes Appleton the champagne of the Caribbean?
Okay, there are several elements working together to create the uniqueness in our Appleton rums. First, there is a variety of sugarcane we use and the soil in which we grow the sugarcane. There is the yeast that we culture here on the estate, which we use in fermentation. There is the pot still, which is a specially designed distillation, which is unique to Jamaica and Appleton. And of course, there is our aging, which is known as tropical aging. And the final art is the blending, where I come into play. And so all of these combined together create this beautiful orange peel top note, wrapped with molasses, twisted with a little spice and almond, which makes Appleton so unique and different.
And you like to say that's where art meets
science.
And one of the things I read about is like you really don't know where the art starts and where
the science begins. That's so true.
Such an intricate process, and it goes through such a long process too. Now, your oldest age rum would be what?
Well, we have rums aging over 50 years right now. And we released in January of this year our 30-year-old rum, which is actually the oldest rum that is commercially available on the market. So we take pride in the fact that we have bottled the oldest rum commercially. So the Appleton 30-year-old, we produced 1,440 bottles for the entire world. And you can imagine that it had to be sitting in the barrel for 30 years before we could actually call it a 30-year-old rum, because we abide by the minimum age system, which is a British system.
And coming up, of course, we're going to talk to you about the barrels, the type of barrels and things like that. But right now, you said 30 years sitting in a barrel, and you have a 50-year-old rum. Now, is there a special name for either of them, or it's just called 30-year and 50-year?
Well, the 50-year-old rum is a special rum that we're aging for next year for a very special occasion, which I can't disclose right now, but the smart ones will pick it up. But look out next year. Okay. Very, very special edition.
We'll be looking out for that. Let's talk about the process of where it begins. We're going to see that. We're going to go to the field and we're going to do the cane and things like that. But when you get the cane from the field, is there something else you do besides bringing it and grinding it? Because what I've seen is they bring it to a big grinder and they grind it.
Yes. So it's ground, the juice is extracted. That juice is boiled until you get crystals of sugar suspended in this thick, dark, syrupy liquid, which is known as molasses. They then centrifuge or spin that to remove the sugar crystals, and then we export the sugar, and then the molasses is sent to the distillery. That has about 60% sugars, and so we add water from our natural spring, which you'll see, along with the yeast that we have cultured on the estate. And simply the yeast converts the sugars in the molasses into alcohol. At that point, we now take the fermented molasses and we distill it, and we use the pot still method, which is a traditional method, which goes back to the origins of rum making. And of course, the pot stills, as I said before, are specially designed for Appleton, so you would not see that design anywhere else in the world. So we distill the pot stills at about 86%, and we also use another type of distillation known as a column still distillation, and that is distilled at about 96%. At that point, we now ship these rums via road tankers into Kingston, where we start our aging process.
Important export. When you send this rum out, because other rum companies send their raw material to another country or perhaps somewhere else to have it refined, does Appleton do that?
Oh, no, no. All our Appleton rums are aged, blended, and bottled here in Jamaica.
Another unique process with Appleton. And I guess that's why Appleton is so unique from the rest of the rums, is because everything is done here. There are other rums in the Caribbean that have to be shipped to Florida per se, or even Germany to be bottled, but everything is done right here on Appleton. You're the first female master blender. Let's talk about the story and how that happened for you. Where did that start? I know that you were an apprentice for Owen.
Yes, for Owen Teller, the previous master blender. And I tutored with him for 16 years. And then when he retired, I was given the opportunity to become the master blender. Then when we did our research, we realized that, hey, there are no females in the industry, neither in the Scotch industry, nor other rum producers, nor in the cognac industry. And we said, whoa, this is really an achievement. And so I really felt honored to become the first female master blender in the world.
Now, is there some sort of palate training that you have to go through?
Yes, it's all based on sensory analysis, sensory skills. You know, a lot of people think that at the end of the day I'm staggering out of the building. No such thing. I rarely taste, only if I want to confirm something. So you have to train your sensory skills, so you have to be able to identify over 200 different aromas, to be able to understand how the different types of rums interact, how they age, and the type of profiles you want to produce for the rum. Wow,
interesting. So is your palate insured?
No, unfortunately not.
Well, Appleton, you better get on that. You better insure this palate. So you said there's over 200 flavors, or is it notes, or?
We call them in industry notes.
Okay.
Yes, for the regular consumer flavors.
And we talked about one earlier, and you said orange peel. So give me like a couple more.
Okay, so you have orange peel, you have apricot, you have peach, you have almond, you have hazelnut, you have holiday spice, you have cinnamon, you have ginger.
Then the list goes on and on and on.
And these are produced naturally during the aging process. We do not add any of these flavors to the rum.
Now, it took you 16 years to become a master. That's a very long time. When it's time for you to say, you know what, I am not done with Appleton, but I'm taking a break, I'm going to relax. What's going to happen to Appleton?
Well, I have somebody understudying me, just like how I understudied Owen, and so David Morrison, he is my apprentice.
Okay, so will we get to meet David today, or he's traveling? Okay, so since we talked about the notes and the different types of rum, we have in front of us I'm guessing different ages. Okay. So let's start and tell me what we have in front of us.
So we have the Appleton Estate range of rums that are available in the United States. So we'll start with our Appleton Estate VX, which is the flagship brand. And this has 15 different rums blended together. It has a beautiful, subtle orange peel top note, but you'll get nice apricot, peach, and notes in it. So it's very fruity. So it's ideal for mixing. So it's great for making cocktails, or just with us, you know, your favorite mixer. But it's the perfect mixer.
I can smell it. Now with wine, when you taste wine, I know they say you're supposed to spin it around the cup and smell it.
Well,
is
the
it
VX,
the same thing?
yes, but the VX is not really a sipping rum. It's a blending rum. So just nose the VX, and we will sip as we go up the ladder.
Okay.
So just nose and swirl the glass, and you'll get that nice fruity flavor. So your apricot, your peach, your orange peel.
So, you know, I didn't think my nose worked, but it does, because I can kind of smell, because I'm always stuffy, but I can kind of smell a little bit of like the oranges in here.
Yes. So in Jamaica, this goes very well with ting, or carbonated grapefruit drink. So in your travel through the island, just ask for some Appleton Estate VX with ting.
Okay, I'll definitely do that. So now I'm going to taste this. Ooh, I hope I can walk out of here by the time I'm done.
Remember, this is a mixer. So moving up the range, we now have our Appleton Estate Reserve.
That one I've seen in my house a couple times.
Okay. This is the transition rum. It is moving from the mixer into the sipping category. And so this has 20 different rums blended together, and it has nice spicy notes along with the orange peel, and a hint of vanilla. So it's much more complex than the Appleton Estate VX. Okay. So you can either have this neat or in sophisticated cocktails, or just with your favorite mixer.
That's really nice.
Yes. So moving up, we have.
I like that. I like it neat. I think very. This is good.
I don't know. We're moving into our minimum age rums, where we now actually have an age statement on the rum. So this is our Appleton Estate Extra 12-year-old. So this is now the true sipping rum. Sorry, where you would just have this neat on the rocks, or probably with a splash of soda water. So now you're getting nice, beautiful coffee, coconuts, subtle hazelnut, wrapped with that orange peel top note. So just need a few cubes of ice or a splash of soda water.
Now this one actually has a little bit of a, it's not sweet, but like a hint, like you can feel it on the back of your...
the back of this throat. Because this is known as the cognac of the Caribbean. And in the U.S. we say that this rum should never see the inside of a blender.
So you should not mix that in a pina colada.
That's correct.
Or a planter sponge.
No, planter sponge. Finally, we have our Appleton Estate 21-year-old, another minimum age rum. And this is our luxury rum. And I'm actually going to take you through how best to appreciate this rum.
Okay.
So we're going to go through the stages. So first we'll hold the glass to the light to examine the rum for its color, clarity, and brilliance. You should actually see the light penetrating the liquid.
Yes.
Next we're going to look for what is known as the green ring of aging. If you look right on the surface of the liquid, you see an olive green shadow.
Interesting. I've drank so much rum and I've never noticed.
Actually, this is the tannins that have been extracted from the oak, reflecting the light to produce this olive green color. Okay. Now we're going to identify the body of the rum. Okay. Rum can be classified into light, medium, and full-bodied. And to do this, we're simply going to lean the glass, bring it back to an upright position and wait a while. And you'll notice you have nice, thick, syrupy legs moving slowly down the sides. Wow. Indicating that this is a full-bodied rum.
I have a lot of legs in here. Look at that.
Yes. Oh, lots. See how slowly they're forming? Yes. Because it's full-bodied. Now, a light-bodied rum, on the other hand, the legs will be thin and move very, very, very quickly down the sides.
This is moving pretty slow.
Slow. So next we're going to appreciate the two types of aromas. The natural, don't swirl, the natural aroma which comes from the sugarcane variety, the water, the yeast, and the distillation. And we're just going to inhale exhale, and just put the glass to our nose. And you get that beautiful orange peel top note, wrapped with molasses, with a little hint of
You're going to have me doing this to every glass of rum I drink.
I know. What better way to start? Then finally, we are going to identify the complex aromas which come from the whole interaction with the oak during aging. And you're going to note the difference now that we've swirled the glass. So nose again. Now we're getting the coffee, cocoa.
Yes.
Hazelnut.
Interesting.
Yeah, just by swirling and releasing the Appleton spirit. So we've looked at the clarity, the color, the green ring, the body, and the nose. But the real way to appreciate this is to take a nice taste on a beautiful morning in St. Elizabeth. So let's take a sip. Cheers to Appleton.
Cheers to Appleton.
To Island Riddims. And of course, to Jamaica's finest legal export, Appleton Estate Jamaica rum.
Thomas, we're going to take a look at the blending process, and we're going to start by doing what?
Okay. First of all, I'm going to make it very simple for you. Because when I spoke about the VX, it had 15 rums, Reserve had 20 rums. So I'm giving you 4. To create a rum that's very similar to Appleton Estate VX. Okay. So you're going to have to pour a small amount, put it in your tasting cup, nose it, and do it for all 4. And then based on your blending expertise, you're going to decide how much of A, how much of B, how much of C, how much of D. And then you're going to blend directly into your blending bottle, right up to the cap here. So this is now going to be the ester blend. And then you're going to pour a small amount into this glass, and I'm going to give you a score.
Oh, wow.
So,
I'm going to be graded by Joy. I'm nervous.
Start blending, have fun. So just taste each of them, and then determine how much of each you're going to use.
Okay, let's see if I was paying attention.
Right, so that's A.
So this is A.
Okay, a small amount. And taste. So you know have that profile in your head.
Okay.
So
Do I drink after? Do I drink all of them?
yes. So you move on to B.
Ooh, A was really strong.
Yes, you
Okay.
move on to B.
And B.
You're learning very quickly. Do you want to stay in Jamaica with me, Esther? Give you some extra blenders, you know.
You know,
But wait till the score first.
I don't think it would work out for me. I'd be drinking this all day, and you don't do that
No.
because it's a job. I would have to be trained to, Esther, it's a job. Okay, so that was B.
Now have C.
C. And as we go, the colors get a little bit darker. So, now, are the colors, as it gets darker, is it older
Yes.
because of the color? See, I was listening and paying attention. I actually learned something. Ooh, I know what this one is. The flavor in that one. Can I guess?
Yes. Well,
It's kind of like cocoa coffee, this one?
hint. Yes.
Maybe. It took her 16 years, okay,
Right.
to get a palate, so it's not going to take me one day, so just bear with me. Okay. I think I'm ready to make the Diva rum right now.
All right. Go. So you're going to decide how much of this you're going to pour, how much of that, how much of that, how much of that.
Does it matter in which order I go?
No.
Okay.
Let me just open them for you to make it easier. All right.
All right.
Stop.
I
Blending.
think I want to use this one first.
So that's your base.
That's my base.
Okay.
Some strange odd reason. And I need a lot of this base. Okay. So I did that one. This was B. And this one I liked. I'm going to do that one. Alright. And then, did I use this one already? No, I didn't. So I'm going to use place the cup. shake it up.
Yes, gently.
I'm nervous, Joy. I hope this is some good diva rum.
Gentle, gentle, gentle.
I like the color. Look at my color. You see that?
That's
Not so good. Doesn't have a lot of.
The taste is important.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's try that.
Let's try. So a little bit in mine, a little bit in yours. Right? Because you have to take this home with you.
Okay.
Good. Very good. Not sharp. Doesn't have that burn. Lovely.
I think I did a good job. That's pretty smooth.
Yeah, it is. 9. 9 out of 10.
I got a 9. Oh, thank you.
Very good.
I'm so proud of myself. And that's on tape. She said I got a 9. That's like a B+. Good. I'm so proud of myself.
So you can go home and be proud to tell everyone.
And I'm not going to let anybody drink it. They can come in and look at it.
So you can put your name right here. So blended by?
Blended by Esther. Thank you so much. That was great. So now we're going to go on our tour. So we're going to see all these beautiful things. We're going to see the sugar cane. I'm going to get to cut some cane to see what my work production is like. So you're going to get to see me work, which is rare. So stay tuned. Okay, so behind us, what we see is Nassau Valley, where Appleton is located. And Joy, we said that there are how many acres?
4,000 hectares. We have 4,000 hectares of sugarcane growing, and the soil here is perfect for the sugarcane because we have daily showers of rain at about 3 o'clock every day. We have daily showers of rain, so we have it being naturally fed with rain. And so we can harvest our sugarcane every 12 months. So every January, we start harvesting, and by the end of April, we're through with the entire crop. So right now the fields are low because we're just finishing harvesting. But normally between September to December, it's beautiful because the cane is very high.
Okay, and I guess God knows that Appleton needs that water, so he sends that rain just about the same time, right?
That's what I say, we're God blessed.
So after the cane is chopped and processed, this is where it comes. This is what's next.
Okay. Once we process the sugar cane, we get molasses. To that we add water and yeast, ferment for 36 hours, at which point we now have fermented molasses that has about 6% alcohol.
Okay.
So over there is the fermenting house.
Okay.
So they pump that into the base of our copper pot still,
Okay.
and this now heats it up, and now we start to concentrate the alcohol. So when the vapors come over here, it comes over at about 30% alcohol.
Okay.
Heat it up some more over here at 70% alcohol.
Okay.
Heat up some more. And finally now you have the rectifier where you collect the rum at 86%.
Okay.
So rum comes on, the final column, and it's comes to those pots.
Okay.
Where we check it to make sure it's okay, then it's shipped to Kingston.
Okay. All right. And when it gets to Kingston is where it's gets more refined.
At Kingston now, we dilute it for aging, blending and bottling, and we'll discuss the aging in one of the warehouses.
Okay.
We have five
pot stills.
Yes. And we have the largest production of cocktail rums in the world. And the rums that are produced here have a very unique flavor. This is where we get the orange tree top note being produced in our rum. The rums are very aromatic from the pot stills. Nice, honey, sweet aroma.
Okay.
On the other hand, the column still, which is produced on those columns over there, produces a very light type of rum. Very subtle notes such as pineapple, coconut, banana. And so for all our blends, we combine the column with the pot, so we get a balance in the flavor profile.
And is that where you get that distinct? Is that where it changes when you add the different notes?
And when it does the final aging.
Okay.
The aging is the final transformation.
Okay. And we're gonna see that So now we're where the rum gets into the barrel, and this is where the aging process begins.
That's right. So we have over 250,000 barrels aging across the island. This is one of our smaller warehouses. And we age in American oak barrels. And we age in American oak because we get very good flavor profile, a lot of vanilla flavors being produced, and of course low leakage. So as the rum starts to age, it moves from a colorless sharp spirit to a golden mellow spirit. And the longer it stays in the barrel, the more mellow and complex it becomes. So you can imagine after 21 years, for example, how smooth and complex that rum is.
Exactly. And you also have a 30-year.
And we have a 30-year.
And we talked about the 50-year.
50-year.
That's going to come on that special, around that special time. So be sure to look out for that. Now, how can you differentiate how long the rum has been in the barrel?
Okay. All of these barrels are on the computer system. So we know when the rum went into the barrel, the actual birth date. And we can track it on the computer system so we know how long it's aging. And we sample all of them to make sure they're aging as we would like it to be. And so when we're doing our blending, we don't select from the different locations to say, we're going to mix this one with this one with this one to create our blend.
Okay.
Go! Juice!
Spence, again, it's been an honor to sit with you and appreciate what Jamaica has to offer. Besides reggae music and art, Appleton Estate does exist in St. Elizabeth. So when you're looking for something interesting to do and a fine tasting and meeting Jamaica's first master blender, please stop by Appleton Estate and ask for Joy.
Anytime.
Thank you for watching Island Riddims with your host, Esther J. Thomas. Join us next time for your Caribbean cultural destination on Island Riddims.